market, the common market.
Okay, and action.
It's 7 films later. The actors are assembled.
Stop.
The effects artists are hard at work.
A little bit more blood. More blood.
Wes Craven is making a new Nightmare on Elm Street.
And cut. Print that, Gretchen.
But this time, the world he's creating seems to be coming true.
He's decided to cross over.
Freddy Krueger returns.
Out of films, into our reality.
And he wants more than revenge.
Maybe you should tell me your dream.
Miss me. He wants life.
Nancy.
It's been giving me Freddy nightmares.
Freddy, as in me.
Is it a movie?
How would you like to join us in the definitive nightmare?
I thought you killed Freddy off.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Until Mommy gets back, don't fall asleep.
Is it a dream? Or is it real?
Never played Skin the Cat.
Freddy's got my baby! He's got my Dylan!
For everyone who ever believed Freddy's dead, prepare yourselves for the real story. Wes Craven's
The story for a movie.
New Nightmare.
Nature Maker.
Yes, tonight is a very special night indeed. That being October 14th, because on October 14th, 1994, Wes Craven's New Nightmare was released upon the world. And although it is the 7th installment in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, it is not a part of the same canon as previous films. Instead, portraying Freddy Krueger as a fictional movie villain who invades the real world and haunts the cast and crew involved in the making of the films about him. In the film, Freddy is depicted as closer to what Craven originally intended, being much more menacing and much less comical, with an updated attire and appearance. The film features various people involved in the motion picture industry playing themselves, including actress Heather Langenkamp, who is compelled by events in the narrative to reprise her role as Nancy Thompson. New Nightmare features several homages to the original film, such as quotes and recreations of the most famous scenes. The film won an International Fantasy Film Award from Fantasporto for Best Screenplay by Craven. New Nightmare was released on October 14th, grossing $19.8 million at the box office on a budget of $8 million, making it the poorest performing film in the Nightmare series. However, it received positive reviews from film critics, which led to a sequel in 2003, Freddy vs. Jason, which is a crossover with the Friday the 13th film series as we know. Written under the working title, A Nightmare on Elm Street 7, The Ascension, Wes Craven set out to make a deliberately more cerebral film than recent entries to the franchise, which he regarded as being cartoonish and not faithful to his original theme. The basic premise originated when Craven first signed on to co-write Dream Warriors, but New Line Cinema rejected it then. In New Nightmare, Krueger was portrayed closer to what Craven had imagined. Darker, less comical, more evil. And to reinforce this, the character's makeup and outfit were enhanced, with one of the most prominent differences being that he now wears a long bluish-black trench coat, which I personally really liked. Ask me about my high school days, I'll tell you about trench coats. In addition, the signature glove was redesigned for a more organic look, with the fingers resembling bones and having muscle textures in between. While Robert Englund again plays the character Freddy Krueger, he's credited as himself in the end credits. And while earthquake scenes were already written into the film from the beginning, production of the film happened to take place concurrently with the 1994 Northridge earthquake in Los Angeles. As such, the production team decided to incorporate real footage of the earthquake's structural damage into the film. Craven also intended to ask Johnny Depp, whose feature film debut was in the first film, to make an appearance as himself, but was too timid to ask him. Apparently back in those days, 94, that's when Johnny had blown up to be a superstar. That might have been it, but looks like we lost a little bit of something there. But oh well. Upon running into each other, after the film's release, Depp said he would have been happy to do it. Craven kept most of the wardrobe from the first film as souvenirs before New Line Cinema threw them all away and reused some of it for New Nightmare. Notably, Englund donned his original Freddy costume, except the original glove, which has been missing after the filming the first film, and thus Englund was wearing a replica of it from one of the previous sequel films. During the talk show stage scene, Anne Saxon and Langenkamp and theirs over the film's climax. So we have to go and give this one a rewatch, especially because tonight is the perfect night for it. So, if you have it, get that Blu-ray and that DVD player, or pop it on demand and give it a watch. Tonight's movie, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Thanks for joining, and thanks for listening, and until next time, try to stay scared.